Good morning. Come here often?
You don't think,
It's possible. But fancy getting dressed up like that, Fred. Ah, morning, Doc.
Good morning, Blood.
morning, Blood?
Oh, it's like that, is it? What's the matter? The old rat race getting you down? You know, you ought to try one of your own experiments. Try spending a night out here. Just tuck that end in, will you, old fella? So, I can recommend the bed, bags of fresh air, pleasant company.
What sort of company, Blood?
Well, you know, the birds and the bees. Smooth that down a bit, will you?
Look, Blood, do you mind attending to the matter in hand? It's very important that these tests are conducted in a proper fashion. We have a duty to the community.
Yes, of course, yes.
This has been filled in for today already.
Well, I thought I'd save you the trouble. You know me, blood heat's always normal. Look at that graph. Straight as the Suez Canal.
We can't have patients taking their own temperatures. There's no knowing where we shall get it. Do you mind opening your mouth, please?
Well, everything's normal. You know that, Doc. It's a waste of time.
Don't talk, please.
Oh, if you want to make work for yourself.
Well,
Nothing.
pulse is normal, too. It's really too bad. They've no right to select people like this.
I just don't understand it. I just don't understand it.
Aha, what did I tell you? Of course, it's none of my business, but you're completely on the wrong track. It's all up here. It's just a question of mental attitude.
I must say, Blood, I find your light-hearted approach to these experiments in very poor taste.
Yes, extremely poor taste.
Tell me, is this not straight?
You don't seem to realize you're getting paid to be a guinea pig. It doesn't ever occur to you that you've a moral obligation to catch something.
Yes, a moral obligation.
Oh, come, gentlemen. That's hardly fair. You can't say I haven't tried. I've never refused to do anything, have I?
I admit you're willing, but it's not enough. We don't get any results. It's not healthy for anyone to be as healthy as you are.
Well, let me tell you the secret. I can put it into 2 words. Don't worry. Nothing ever worries me. That's why I'm immune.
I refuse. I absolutely refuse to listen. It makes my whole life a mockery.
Now, let me give you an example. I was sitting up in bed eating an apple when suddenly a girl appears over there, and a very nice-looking girl, too. You know, the sort that might make a bishop kick a hole in the stained glass window. And she was in full evening dress. Now, that's not normal, is it? I mean, some people might have worried. Some men might have flipped. But not me. I just accepted the situation. I thought to myself, if she's dressed like that so early in the morning, she must have a reason for it. So I didn't worry. Morning, Sid.
Morning, Bill.
Achoo!
Close that door!
Oh. Hiya, Herbie. How are things in Manchester?
Marvellous. Where have you been?
They've had me out in the foggy Jew.
Don't you even feel shivery?
Nah.
I reckon you're sitting for something really big, you know. You'll get it all in one go.
Not likely. I feel as right as rain. Oh, sorry, mate. Cheer up, chum. You're on the short list for the Cough of the Month award. See you in the bar during the lunch interval.
It's all right. It'll be good to get inside in the warm somewhere.
Ah, Blood.
Yes?
You're wanted in the superintendent's office.
Oh? Wonder what he wants to see me for. Not the old third degree under, I hope.
I'm not allowed to discuss it. Could you hurry? The superintendent's been waiting all morning.
The man's not human, sir. I mean, medically, he has no right to exist.
Yes, well, don't you worry yourself any more about it, Whiting. You just leave it all to me.
You do realize I did try, sir. But he's not human. The man's just not human. I shall never live this down. When I think of all those articles I wrote for the family doctor.
Poor chap, he's taking it very hard. I'm sorry I had to deal with that in front of you, but he's one of our best men.
Poor security risk, I should think. Or he would be from our point of view.
But then your needs are somewhat different from mine. But I do assure you that before this fellow Blood came on the scene, he was terribly reliable. Well, now what can I do for you, my dear chap?
I should have thought that was self-evident. I want something for this.
What's that?
This blasted cold.
Oh, you've got the cold, have you?
Well, I don't always sound like this, you know.
Tell the truth, I can't hear sneezes anymore. Familiarity breeds you, you know the old saying. Well, I don't know. Tried hot whiskey and lemon?
Oh, yes, of course I have.
Best thing out, hot whiskey. Mother never gave us boys anything else.
Huh? Well, I can't afford to be ill. I'm working under enormous pressure. Surely you've got something, after all.
Oh, we haven't got anything here, if that's what you mean. We're trying to find it, you see. Come in.
Miss Blood, sir.
Morning, Super.
I shall be in the breeding lab if you want me, sir.
That's the stuff. It's breeding that counts.
Thank you, Carter.
Well, sir, what's on the cards this morning?
Now, look here, Blood, I'll get straight to the point. We can't have you coming down here at public expense and then treating the whole thing as a joke. It's not a joke. After all, we tried to do our best for you. And if this is how you repay us, well, it just isn't good enough.
Look, why did you have a really good blow? I'm sorry, sir. I haven't the faintest idea what you're talking about. I'll have to ask you to start all over again.
I'm afraid, Blood, we've got to ask you to take your health elsewhere.
What?
We've got no use for it here. And it's a subversive influence.
Now, just a moment. I'm not one of those weekend amateurs, you know. This is my profession. I'd like to remind you that we have a contract. 2 weeks to go at £3 a day, all found. You can't throw me out just like that.
If you read the contract more closely, you'll find we're perfectly within our rights. You haven't caught a cold.
Well, whose fault's that?
I think the conversation's at an end, Blood.
It's ruddy well, isn't you, know? You're chucking the taxpayers' money down the Lulu. You ought to be trying to find out what's right with me instead of what's wrong with that bunged-up mob out there.
Well, I hardly think we need your advice in running this establishment.
Don't you? Ha! You're not doing too well without it, are you?
Good day, Mr. Blood.
And let me tell you something. Tropical diseases never treated me like this, or frostbite and exposure. They're always glad to see me.
Yes, thank you. Well, you go and catch something with them.
I resent that. My record's absolutely spotless. I've caught nothing in a long and distinguished career. And what's more, I've never been thrown out either. And good day to you, sir.
Dear, oh dear, I'm so sorry. Most embarrassing. Sort of thing that always brings me out in a rash.
What was that he said as he went out? Is it possible for anybody to have this extraordinary immunity?
Blood. Mr. Blood. Mr. Blood.
What?
My name is Davidson. Professor Davidson.
Look, if old Hollis sent you out here to try and get me to change my mind, he's out of luck. He insulted me back there.
Yes, it's quite so, yes. No, I'm here entirely on my own capacity.
I don't need this dump. I'm booked in Portsmouth for the summer at the Seasick College. It's a return date, too. Ha, they'll be glad to see me.
I don't doubt it. Tell me, Mr. Blood, in your profession, you never caught anything.
Never. They've tried to give me everything from baldness to beriberi and back again.
Remarkable. Quite remarkable.
Mr. Blood?
Yep.
Mr. Blood, you must be a remarkably healthy young man.
Take good care of yourself, I suppose. Exercises, diet, wheat germ.
Good Lord, no. You won't catch me on that look, younger lark. I had an old aunt who went on that game once. Turned up at 83 in white ankle socks, looking like Shirley Temple. Ruddy revolting.
Tell me, Mr. Blood, what does your wife think about your doing this sort of thing? You are married, I think.
Married? Me? Are you kidding? I got my career to think about. The only reason I'm at the top of my profession is that I've got absolute peace of mind. You're married, though, aren't you?
Well, yes, that's fact I am, yes.
I can always tell.
How?
Well, look at you. Toxic as a crow, sneezing like a maniac, ash all down your front, dandruff all over your shoulders, nervous, short of breath, brother. You've got married man written across your forehead in large neon letters.
but I'm very happily married.
Ah, she's got you well trained, I can tell that. Mind you, don't misunderstand me. I'm all for the fair sex. After all, let's face it, you boffins haven't yet come up with anything better as a substitute, eh? But once I get a glimmer of that old red light, vroom, I'm off.
Red light? No, I don't quite follow.
Well, the old red light, the danger signal. I mean, you're hooked, aren't you? Once you can see the reflection of the firing squad in their eyes, that's the time to scarf 'em, mate.
Yes, I see.
If I once allow myself to get off guard, it's curtains. I'd lose the touch. I'd be coughing and sneezing like the rest of them.
Very kind of you to give me this good advice.
It's a pleasure. Anytime.
I see. Most interesting. Total immunity, you say?
Yes, sir. I've checked with research control, and there's no evidence of any physiological abnormality in his history. Medically, he's a freak. In my opinion, our search is at an end. We've found our man for the moon.
What's that? What have I missed?
Davison thinks we've found our Pathfinder.
Oh, dear. We've got to go through all that again, have we?
Oh, what again?
Well, you know what I mean. The last time I had nothing but abusive letters.
What's he talking about?
Well, you know perfectly well. If we're going to send up a dog or a monkey or something, there's going to be another public outcry. Well, all I ask is we don't give the damn thing a name.
Haven't you followed any of the previous meetings? It was decided that because of public opinion, we wouldn't risk sending an animal again. So we've been looking for a human substitute.
Oh, human. Oh, that's entirely different. I'd vote for that any time.
You did vote for it, Wilmot, you know. 3 weeks ago.
Yes? Well, of course I would, wouldn't I? Who is it? Someone from the ministry?
No, an extraordinary young man I met at the cold cure center.
Oh, not from the ministry. Pity.
What's his name, Davison?
Blood, sir.
Oh. Well, it's not important anyway. It's this extraordinary immunity to everything that attracts me.
Yes. How about training, sir?
Oh, he doesn't need to be highly trained, just reasonably fit, temperamentally suitable.
And completely expendable.
Yes. Well, we needn't go into that. Just one thing. You didn't notice any political bias, did you?
Voted Conservative at the last election, sir.
Non-political. Good. Now, Wilmot, could I... Do you mind concentrating? What are you reading?
Book of yours, as a matter of fact. Yes, listening.
We've got to take a decision. In exactly 1 month from now, conditions will be ideal for landing on the moon. Here, on Mare Imbrium. Need I remind you, gentlemen, that until we have sent our Pathfinder, we dare not risk sending any of our trained astronauts.
They've cost the state millions. Think of the stink if we lost them. Left them orbiting in outer space for the next 1 trillion years.
Your concern, Wilmot, does you credit. You have made the point, however. We dare not risk the team until we have sent the Pathfinder. This we've agreed upon. He must be trained and dispatched in 26 days.
And we found him, you say. Does he know?
No, of course not.
I should keep the whole thing well under wraps if I were you. If the press got hold of it.
Of course. Right, Davison, let's have him in.
Oh, he's not here, I'm afraid, sir.
Not here? Where the devil is he then?
I don't know, sir.
Well, find him.
Yes. Yes, straight away.
Otherwise, I shall be firing a few rockets. What's your name?
Okay, then same terms as last year. Right, I'll report later this afternoon. Hope it keeps rough for you. Crossed any good streams lately? You look very preoccupied.
Do I?
I could join you if that would cheer you up.
That would depress me even more.
Oh, you should never eat alone, you know. It stops the digestive juices from working. Still, I like the way you've dressed for lunch. It sort of gives tone to the place. In fact, I like the way you're dressed anyway. I tell you another thing that's bad, too. Reading papers upside down. No, don't say thank you. I always get terribly embarrassed when women throw themselves at me. It spoils the thrill of the chase. Spoils it. Spoils it completely. Well, Herbert, I've fixed seasickness for the summer. They're always pleased to hear from me at Portsmouth.
Who's that girl you were talking to just now?
I don't know. You've never been introduced. Not bad, though, is she?
No. Very fetching.
As you say, Herbert, very fetching. That's the trouble with the fetching sort. You end up by doing just that. Fetching and carrying. And before you know where you are, you're carrying them across the jolly old threshold.
Of course, I don't really look anymore. Well, I mean, I look, but I don't linger, if you know what I mean. If you're happily married, like I am, I hope I haven't given you the idea that I don't love my wife.
What's that?
I said, I hope I haven't given you the idea that I don't love my wife.
Great Scott, no, Herbert. Finish the thought.
It's just that things, well, pile up sometimes, that's all. What with buying the house, you know, and we haven't seen much of each other. I mean, my coming down here for the cold cure in my holidays doesn't help, I suppose. But as I said to Eileen, we need the extra cash, and I always have a cold anyway, so I suppose it may as well be here as Brighton.
Good point. Good point. Both together, George.
No, let me pay my share.
No. I insist, Herbert. Just a little parting gift. You know, you're in too deep, old son. Now, you take that girl who's sitting over there. Just my cup of tea. She could make bells ring with me, but not wedding bells, you understand? Never get involved, that's my motto. How much, George?
4 and 6, please, sir.
Right. Keep the change.
Thanks very much.
Once you pop that little gold band round their finger, you've had it. Before you know where you are, you're mowing the lawn on Saturday mornings and putting down the first payment on a washing machine. And wondering why in blazes the old sap doesn't rise anymore. Ha! Not for me. I'll hold hands with the best of them. But once that grip tightens, brother, they don't see me for dust. Well, Herbie, take care of yourself. And don't forget what I told you. You want to keep fit? Keep clear of trouble. And that means keep clear of women.
Yeah, it's a bit late to help me, though, isn't it?
Well, pass it on to your son.
Mr. Blood!
Oh, blimey. Here comes trouble.
Ah, Mr. Blood. Thank heavens I've caught you. I have a certain proposition to put to you with regard to your work. My establishment is prepared to offer you an engagement.
I'm sorry, old dear. You're too late. I'm just on my way to Portsmouth. First come, first served, you know.
Oh, but this is work of national importance. Look here, could we talk privately somewhere? Would you like to come back to my office?
I'm sorry, Professor. Now, look, I'll tell you what I'll do. When I get a free date, I'll let you know. How's that? All right? Bye-bye. God bless.
But Blood, you don't understand. This job we're offering you, it's out of this world. Look, he can't do this to us. We take priority.
Not with William. He's got a mind of his own.
Well, we shall soon see about that. Is there a telephone in there? Yes. Right.
Hey, you hear something too?
Yes.
Hey, what are you doing under there?
Hiding. Thank you very much. Thanks. You've been a great help.
You want to look after your car, mate. It could have fallen apart anywhere. On a pedestrian crossing or something. Then you'd have been in real trouble.
In fact, you've done me a favor, haven't you?
I've done nothing to you, mate. And I got a witness here to prove it.
I've no doubt about that. Oh, it's you, is it? I might have known. Well, you saw me run him down, didn't you? After all, he didn't stand a chance, did he?
Well, I didn't see anything, I'm afraid.
There you are. She didn't see nothing.
But I feel sure it was all my fault.
Of course it wasn't. Some of these blokes think cars take care of themselves. No brakes, I suppose.
But if I hadn't thumbed you for a lift, you wouldn't have stopped.
Oh, I wouldn't go so far as to say that. Still, I don't want to take sides.
Well, that's a very sensible attitude, Big Ed. This is a government vehicle, you know. You could have got yourself into dead trouble if you'd have done any damage.
Oh, as it is, I've come out of it rather well, haven't I? I've still got the instruction book.
Well, all right. I'm prepared to overlook it if you are.
But you can't let him get away with that. What about your car?
Just a minute. Whose side are you on?
Not yours. It was your fault anyway.
But you just said it was your fault.
Well, I've changed my mind.
Your witness?
You stopped suddenly like that because you thought you could pick me up.
Well, you wanted to be picked up.
That's got nothing to do with it. And anyway, you're not supposed to give lifts in government vehicles. Take his number.
You heard her say it was her fault.
I bet your wife doesn't know you try and pick up girls.
Now, look, I don't want no trouble, see? If you don't want to lift, say so.
It'll look good when she reads it in the Sunday papers.
Sorry, mate. No offense, eh?
Why didn't you stick up for me? After all, it is your car.
Now, don't start on me. You've caused enough trouble for one day.
Well, if that's all the thanks I'm going to get, you look the sort of man who doesn't have any brakes anyway.
Most girls I know don't want me to stop.
Well, I'm not like most girls.
You can say that again.
I say, having a small trouble?
No, just running her in.
Oh, well, can I give you a lift?
Well, thanks very much.
Well, you're okay then. Good afternoon. Don't want to live to town, do you?
That would be very nice.
Splendid.
So refreshing to meet someone with good manners.
Afternoon. Look, you must forgive me if I seemed a bit ungracious back there, but, well, I was fond of that car. Pardon me if I seem to be just a bit curious, but being a keen student of nature, tell me, do you usually go for early morning walks in the country dressed like this?
Why, did it give you a shock?
Well, I must say it did.
Well, that makes us quits. I haven't got over seeing you in bed yet.
Very few of them do. But you haven't answered my question.
Well, you see, it's all to do with what I do for a living.
What do you do for a living?
I strip.
Ask a silly question, get a silly answer.
Do you want me to go on?
Well, we can hardly leave it at that, can we?
Well, I'm a dancer, really. But if you want to be a dancer these days, you've got to be more than a dancer, if you see what I mean.
Yes?
I mean, it's very competitive.
Sure.
And sometimes we do shows at clubs and private parties. That's what happened last night. We did one at a big house near here. I thought all I had to do was dance, but, I know it sounds silly, but they wanted me to come out of a big imitation cake at midnight.
Well, it doesn't sound silly to me.
So I came out of the cake, and that was fine.
I'll bet it was. Tell me, did you come out with or without icing?
Without. That's the whole point, you see. Oh, that part was a big success.
I'm sure.
It was afterwards. The man who gave the party wanted an extra slice of the cake.
So you walked home?
More or less. I didn't know where I was, really. That's how I came to be in the field.
Well, it just goes to prove that variety isn't dead in this country after all. man seem to have your touch. Either we split forces or I walk you to the station. What do you say, yes?
Yes.
Yes, what?
Walk me to the station.
You're sure this is his?
Yes.
Well, I suppose we'd better go and inquire at the village. Puzzles me is that there's no sign of blood.
Oh?
The gory kind, I mean. Oh, come along, let's get in.
Here we are. That ought to hold, I think. Madam?
Thank you. You know, I'm awfully glad I didn't get that hitchhike.
Are you?
Yes.
I think I am, too. Come on. Come on.
Oh, look, I can carry one of the cases.
No, I'll carry them. Brilliant luck. There's one due in now.
Is there a restaurant, Carl?
Don't know. Why? You hungry?
Well, yes, I am a bit. It's awful of me, I know, but I just seem to burn up the calories.
I know. I'll fetch you some chocolate.
Milk chocolate with nuts in it.
Right. Large bar milk chocolate. Hello. Hello, Herbie.
Oh, my dear chap, thank heavens we found you. Herbert's been looking all over. Are you all right?
I'm fine.
Now, look, it's most important that I talk to you. It's about this job. I can offer you £10 a day and keep for a minimum of 26 days.
Yes, I know all about that, but I'm afraid I've had to make other arrangements.
Have you got a cold, William?
No, I'm fine. How much?
I want to see, please.
Right. Well, I'm off to Portsmouth.
I cancel Portsmouth.
What?
Remember what you told me, Blood? 26 days and all found.
Yes, I know, but...
Crossroads for you.
Fetching and carrying, remember? That's what you told me, William. You don't want to end up like me.
But the arrangements are made. I'll catch the next train.
Oh, get a grip of yourself, man. What's one woman when your whole future's at stake? Oh, look at you. You're a living testimony to your own theory.
He's right, William.
26 days, Blood. And no worries. That's £260 guaranteed. Everything found and no worries.
And no mowing the lawn on Saturday mornings.
Ah, Davidson, what's the latest on our Pathfinder?
Oh, he's settling down very nicely. Yes, I know we made the right decision there.
Well, I hope so. I mean, there's a lot of public money at stake.
I love spending public money. So much more satisfying than spending one's own.
How have the team taken to him?
Well, I wanted to raise that point, sir. I keep my ear to the ground, as you know, and there's been a certain amount of, not dissent exactly, but morbid curiosity, shall we say.
Oh, dear, they're not jealous, are they?
I wouldn't go so far as that, no. But they want reassuring. One mustn't forget that they've been training for 5 years in the belief that they'll be the first men in the moon, and we bring in an outsider.
But it's for their own good.
Oh, yes, of course. We know that his only function is to get there first and transmit the news of his survival, if it applies, and then warn us what the team has to expect. But
exactly.
I don't think there's any necessity to confuse them with the exact, literal truth.
Oh, good Lord, no. Terrible thing, truth. Particularly if the wrong people get hold of it.
I see. Where are they this morning?
In the gym.
Let's go and see for ourselves, shall we?
Right. Reflex intelligence tests.
Number one.
tangential velocity of a body leaving the atmosphere at 34,000 miles an hour in polar orbit.
953.392 recurring.
Correct. Next.
I was a couple of points out.
Number 2. Coefficient of linear expansion for an orbiting body weighing 23.068 tons.
3 pi cubed over square root 306 multiplied by 0.064 over 8.
Correct.
I bet he looked it up last night.
Next.
Let's give Blood a chance.
Right. Blood? Would you like to have a go? Show us what you've picked up?
Okay, sir, I'll have a bash. But stand well back, gentlemen. I arrive over there. Have your question ready? Come on. Now then. Okay, boys, here's a start. That's it. Woo! 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 Ah! Ah! Hey! Woo! Ah!
Who is buried in Grant's tomb?
Grant's tomb. Let me see now. Now, don't prompt me. May I have that question again, please?
Who is buried in Grant's tomb?
Well, come on.
All right, that's enough. Gather around here, team.
Who is buried in Grant's tomb?
Grant, I think.
I wanted to have a little chat with you on the subject of the status of the new boy. As you can see, he's an ordinary chap.
That's putting it mildly. What I meant by ordinary...
What Dr. Stevens means by ordinary is that he's expendable. Ordinary in the sense of expendable.
Thank you, Professor. I shouldn't like to be quoted on that. Newspapers have a habit of distorting scientific terms. However, that's more or less the form. And off the record, he's not one of you, for reasons which should be obvious. We haven't and we shan't let him know why we've chosen him, what he's chosen for.
He thinks it's for high-altitude flight tests.
When the time comes, his trip will be accomplished, if that's the term, in absolute secrecy. But you are the pioneers. No question of him stealing your thunder. Aren't I right, Wilmot?
No question of that. Nevertheless, might I make a point?
Of course, dear.
He is going first.
Well, in a manner of speaking, yes. Yes, but only in a manner of speaking. Did you want to add anything, Professor?
No, I don't think I can improve on that.
Yes, well, splendid. We all understand each other then. Let's hope our guinea pig comes through the test successfully. What are we on this afternoon?
Temperature. Thermocouple's correct.
Yeah.
Blood pressure readings. Eyes. Well, Leo, I thought we'd take it down to minus 20 degrees today.
Oh, marvelous. Take it down to minus 40 if you like.
Well, you've got to learn to walk before you freeze. Pulse. Splendid. Now, I'm afraid we can't take any knickknacks in with us, William.
Well, these are just my 11s.
11s?
Yes, well, you see, I always have an egg and milk mid-morning, and I thought that as this little lark might be going on for some time, well, we can't have the old tummy rumbling, can we? Might queer up the instruments or something.
Any comments, Wilmot?
Oh, seems a perfectly reasonable attitude to me.
Yes, we might get some interesting extra data. Mustn't be too rigid, must we? Well, let's get the show into the oven. Moderate first, and then right down. Right, Leo, Roy, Rex, William. You other four men stand down till the next session.
Into your traps, man. Last dog out to Sissy.
Not too fast taking the temperature down. We don't want the thermostats freezing up.
To say nothing of the men.
Now, can you all hear me? Well, this is it. And remember, there's an assistant watching the temperature in every chamber. So all you have to do is to ring your alarm bell if you're in any trouble. So just relax. Enjoy it. Let me know when they're down to zero. You took it right down, did you?
Yes, sir, minus 20.
Good, good. It should be very interesting. Dear me, what a pity. Had enough, Leo? Very disappointing.
There's one still in, sir.
It's blood. William. I don't want to crow, of course, but it does rather bear out my original contention. This extraordinary tranquility of mind does seem to protect him from physical stress.
You don't think it could have been an isolated instance, a freak reaction? You remember his poor show in the gym?
Oh, that was purely a lack of training. Resistance is another matter altogether.
Resistance to low temperatures is not uncommon. We'll see what heat does to him.
69. Wilmot, we happen to be discussing something of great pith and moment.
Yes, I was listening.
Yes? Oh? How much? I emphatically disapprove. Oh, in that case, there's nothing more to be said.
Thank you.
Don't tell me. The ministry's called the whole thing off.
Worse. Someone's offered a prize of £100,000 for the first man on the moon. Some chap called Billy Butlin, apparently. It's in the morning papers.
100,000?
Yes. I wish they wouldn't do these things. It's against the whole spirit of the project.
Quite. After all, the man who goes will merely be the end product of years of scientific research. Our research. For any one of the team to get the lot is quite preposterous.
The team? How about your Pathfinder? How about Mr. Blood?
Really, Wilmot, Blood doesn't even know what he's here for. No, it's the effect on the team I'm worried about.
Well, let's hope they haven't heard about it. Shall we go and see how the temperature experiment's running?
What the devil are you men doing? Edwards, release them.
Bring the cat. Come on out. Get them out. Get them out.
What's the idea? We've never been this high before.
Negligence, sheer criminal negligence. They're also busy watching Blood.
What? Is he still in there?
What about her, eh?
£100,000.
Now, Roy, we mustn't think like that. This is a scientific project. I think whoever goes first, we should agree to share.
I don't know about that. Whoever goes is taking the risk.
But we all want to go. It'll be sheer luck who's chosen.
That's why it must be fair shares for all.
You mean all of us, presumably?
Who else?
Blood. Have you forgotten about him?
Blood? William, you mean he'd be the first? That's really too much.
It would be. Yes, it certainly would be.
At this moment, he's being pushed back into his seat with a force equal to 5 times that of gravity. Or 5G, as we like to put it.
It's rather like one of those things you ride on at fairs.
Quite so, quite so. The principle's the same, but there the force is a mere 1.5 times that of gravity. Leo's quite a star turn. He can take 10G, which is something of a record. Trim the gun.
Pulse?
7.
Rising.
Blood pressure?
Normal.
8.
9. How do you know when to stop? When it goes off, bang?
No, he has an emergency button. And that light goes on.
10.
Stop. He usually blacks out at 9 or 10G.
It's quite sufficient, of course.
Sufficient? What for?
For take-off.
Take off?
Yes, the rocket. These new rocket planes.
Oh, okay.
Your turn now, Mr. Black.
Well done.
Unless he can take 8G, he'll never survive the takeoff.
Just keep your finger pressing on this button. If you black out, you automatically release it and give us the red light.
What happens if I don't black out?
Well, we just keep going. If you had enough, just take your finger off the button.
Okay, I'll have a bash.
Nothing to worry about.
Don't worry, it's not as bad as all that.
I'm not worried.
I'm just checking to see if everything's okay. You can't trust these boffins. There you are. Loose connection. All right now. If you feel ill, give them the light. It's not worth knocking yourself out. Well, good luck.
Jolly good.
Take it slow. He'll probably call it a day at about Fiji. 2, 3.
You've lost your bed.
4.
Pulse?
Steady.
Blood pressure?
Normal. 10. 11. Should we hold it at that, sir?
Certainly not. Phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Something's wrong, sir. He couldn't take this.
Keep going. Pulse?
120, rising.
No danger yet. Blood pressure?
Some slight irregularity.
Still tolerable.
Amazing. 20. Astonishing stuff.
Well done. You did magnificently.
But why didn't you let go of the button? Good heavens. Look at this.
Who's responsible for this?
How do you feel?
Well, I don't know yet. Am I standing on my 2 feet?
Yes, yes.
Not on my knees?
No, perfectly all right.
Have I lost anything up here? Teeth, nose, ears, anything?
No, no, everything in place.
Well, I'm fine then. Better value than a Big Dipper. You get your money's worth here.
Amazing relaxation. Amazing.
Well, all's well that ends well. I must say, you boys will have to look to your laurels. Or should I say, gee up. Eh, Leo?
Blood? No, there's nobody of that name here. It's his real name, is it?
Oh, definitely.
Oh, excuse me, sir. Nobody called Blood in your lot, is there?
Yes, he's a new recruit.
Ah, that explains it. Of course, we're always the last to know blinking security. Letter here for him.
Right, I'll take it.
Say Herbert brought it over, will you? Wrongly addressed, you see. I'd apologise for the fact that it's a couple of days old. Tell him I've been laid up in bed, he'll understand.
All right, I'll tell him.
It's just an ordinary aircraft seat, actually, mounted on a rocket sledge. Today we are testing the strain of deceleration. Sometimes we use it for ejector seat tests and other things. It's a versatile little toy.
Well, I always like playing with trains.
Yes, you should find it rather fun, I should think. We'll see Leo perform first. Oh, there's nothing to it. It's just the sort of strain you get when a rocket plane gets pulled up by parachute brakes, for instance. There'd be a similar effect when a rocket re-entered the Earth's atmosphere.
What those poor old monkeys have to put up with, eh?
Yes.
Ah, here's Leo.
There you are, you see. Nothing to it.
Oh, no, nothing. Just like the crest of rum with the brick wall at the bottom.
It's part of your secret, my boy, a sense of humor. Well, Leo, you don't look too good. Perhaps you better lay off this hard training for a day or two.
No, I'm fine. Good old Leo. He's the boy.
Well, come on with him. Give you a run now.
Oh, well, all right.
Just sit tight. There's nothing to this one, really. Eject a seat test some more fun, if the parachute works. You won't feel much today. More like a thump on the chest with a steam hammer.
What a hell of a way to run a railway.
But good heavens, man, do you realize the implication of what you're saying?
I certainly do. I am saying that this was nothing less than attempted murder by persons unknown.
Yes, but far more serious than that. You're saying that in at least one member of our team, there's an emotional conflict.
He's saying it, and I'm confirming it.
What do you mean?
Just that. I had them under isolation this afternoon and tapped their subconscious. And in every case, with the notable exception of blood, I found deep instability. And in one particular instance, a pronounced hate hysteria.
But this is disastrous. We worked for 5 years to create a team of supermen, and at the 11th hour, we're left with nothing but a bunch of emotional hysterics.
And it won't help if you add to the number. A situation exists.
It's that prize money. That's what's done it.
A situation exists, and we've got to face it. Fortunately, we have the means at our disposal.
What means?
It's quite simple. As I see it, a little psychological detergent is called for. We need to wash them, and wash one of them whitest of all.
Which one? Who is it?
Isn't it obvious to you? Leo. Leo? But of course. Textbook case. Until Blood came along, he was our star turn.
And you think a little brainwashing is the answer?
Well, we must tread carefully, you know. I'm not sure I entirely approve. We don't want any questions asked in Parliament.
My dear chap, they've been washing each other there ever since the place was built. At question time, you could positively hear the plug being pulled. And in any case, if this project is not to founder, we've no choice. We better get Leo over to isolation.
What do you think, Davison?
Well, with all due respect, I'm with Wilmot. A few hours in the isolation bath should wash this nonsense out of him.
How long will it take?
I think we should leave him in to soak overnight. I've an idea there's an awful lot of hidden dirt.
How much longer?
He's been in there 6 hours, isolated from all sensation. His mind should be pretty well a blank sheet of paper. Let's see what we can write on it. Leo. Listen to me, Leo.
You're not jealous of William. You love him. He's your best friend. That's right, isn't it? You didn't mean to do all those terrible things to him. That wasn't your real self, was it? No, of course it wasn't, because you love William.
You'd do anything for him.
I do hope we're doing the right thing.
Oh, I have every confidence in Wilmot, sir. I shall never forget how he persuaded the minister to double our budget.
No, that's right. A classic. The only thing that worries me is the more he succeeds, the greater the responsibility. After a session like this, Leo will be susceptible to the slightest influence.
Leo, there's no jealousy anymore. You love William. Right. Now let's see what he's got to say to that.
William. He's my best friend. He's a dear chap. Do anything in the world for old William. Best friend.
One of these days, I'm going to get my wife in there.
All right, switch off. Fish him out. He'll be susceptible to the slightest influence for some hours yet. So see that he's kept quiet and away from any subversive influences.
Right. Hello, Leo, old son. All by yourself?
William, wonderful to see you again. How are you, old chap?
All right.
Oh, you've made my evening. Have you missed me as much as I've missed you? I knew you'd feel the same way. I mean, I think we British are far too reserved. Anyway, I mean, if we were French or something, we'd kiss one another on both cheeks and nobody would turn a hair.
Well, I might. Don't let me interrupt you.
You're not interrupting me. I started looking, and it said, stay tuned to this channel, so I stayed tuned. Frightfully good stuff, this. I haven't watched much before, but some of these little short films are awfully well done.
Well, yes.
I mean, look at this, for instance.
Vets all over the country have proved that the majority of dogs would rather eat Wagyu than fresh meat. As these tests show, your dog needs not 5 vitamins, but 16.
16? Fancy that.
Give your dog the Wagyu tail test. You'll be amazed at the difference it makes. So remember, if your dog's tail looks like this, give him Wagyu, the food with tail appeal, and watch him Wagyu. Get it in tomorrow. Better still, get the 3-tin special offer. Wagyu.
I certainly will. I mean, that's a really special offer. Would you like me to get you one, too?
No, I don't think so. I haven't got a dog.
No, neither have I. But you can't pass up something like that.
No, I suppose not. You all right, Leo?
Yes, I think so. Why?
Oh, I thought you might have been overdoing it a bit. You look a little tired to me.
Yes, I am a bit tired, now you come to mention it.
Well, what you need is a spot of relaxation.
Yes, Indian wrestling. Something nice and easy.
Indian wrestling now. I had in mind a little wine, women, and song.
Wine, women, and song. That's just what I need. Takes a chap like you to think of it.
Well, I think about it all the time, actually. Come on, I'll take you down to the pub, buy a couple.
Would you? Would you really? Oh, you are a friend. Oh, I wish I weren't so British. Oh, Harrow may be more clever.
That's my boy.
Rugby may be get more goals. Well, what now? We've had the wine, we've had the song. What about the women? Oh! What about the women?
We'll save them for the advanced course. Now, come on.
William, I've got a terrible confession to make.
Tell me later.
No, I must tell you now. I opened a letter of yours.
Well, I don't expect you meant to.
Yes, I did. I was jealous of you. I hated you.
Well, I hate letters anyway. You either got to reply to them or pay 'em.
No, you don't understand. This was a very special letter from a girl who's in love with you.
What's her name?
Polly.
Polly?
I could kill myself.
Good heavens. Don't be an idiot. I don't mind. You did me a good turn if you didn't know it.
I did, but she was very unhappy. She said she was coming down here on her day off. You're just saying that.
Nonsense, Leo. You probably saved me from a fate worse than death. Come on, let's go.
Rugby may be.
You'll just be in time to catch the last train. I wish I could have been more help. I can't think what happened to William. I mean, I took the letter over by hand.
Oh, it wasn't your fault. You've been marvellous. He just didn't want to see me, that's the answer.
Don't let people see you're upset. He's not worth it.
See you on the train myself, but I've got to work tonight. Make you laugh. I'm sleeping outdoors, in a field, proper bed and everything, but outdoors. Did I say anything?
That's where I first met him.
Here it is.
Don't worry, it wasn't your fault.
Take care.
I tell you what, little son, I bet you can't walk that white line. There you are. I bet you can't tightrope on that. There you are.
Arrow may get more gold. Left.
Look out!
Stop the bus!
What?
Stop the bus!
Here, you can't do that.
Stop it, I want to get off!
Here, wait a minute.
William! William!
Come on, my boy. You're too dangerous on the roads. Let's cut across the fields. Come on!
Women. That's what he said. Wine, women, women.
Come on, Leo!
William! Please wait!
Don't run away.
William, please wait!
Hey, Leo! Leave it alone! Look out, Polly! Are you all right, Polly? Come on. All right, Leo, I've got it. Polly. Polly.
William. William, darling, you saved my life. Oh,
Huh?
What?
Yes, that's right. Of course it is.
I'm so glad I found you again.
Oh, yes, I know, but...
All right, all right. Always know when I'm not wanted. Jolly fine piece of work you did just then. Ought to get a medal. I'll say good night then.
Yes, but Leo...
Say you're pleased to see me.
I'm pleased to see you. Leo! Oh, Polly. Polly, you're steaming.
Am I?
Well, if you're not, I am. Polly, you got to get out of those wet clothes. You'll catch a death of cold. Now, I know just the place. Or at least I did if it's still there. Come on.
Carry me.
Eh?
Carry me.
All right. Great Scott!
William!
What the devil are you doing here?
Oh, you know perfectly well. What are you doing here might be more to the point.
Well, don't just lie there. Give the girl a blanket. On second thought, you better take a walk.
Take a walk? Where to?
We'll go around the field a couple of times.
Well, I'll catch me death of cold.
Well, that's what you're here for, isn't it? Come on, Herbert, don't mess about. Hello, what's this? What's this, eh? I thought so. Cheating. Here you are, Polly. Here's your dressing gown. Now, buzz off.
How long have I got to go for?
Oh, don't be such a ruddy old woman. We'll give you a shout. Now, go on. You better slip out of those wet things and pop into bed.
Yes, William.
Well, now, wait a minute. I'll go and hide myself.
Oh, you don't have to. It doesn't worry me. I do this all the time, remember?
Yes, I know, but, well, I think a little walk will do me good.
funny to think people pay money to see me do this. And there's nothing to it, really. William. William. Are you still there?
Just. Yes, I'm still here.
I lost you once. I don't want to lose you again.
That's the least of my worries.
William. William, you can come out now.
Right. Good luck, old man.
What are you thinking about?
Well, you, as a matter of fact.
Oh, I'm so glad. Come and sit down.
Yes.
What were you thinking about me?
Well, I was thinking it's all wrong that a girl like you should have to do this sort of thing for a living. Well, I don't mean this sort of thing, but the other sort of thing that you do up in London, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
You warmer now?
Oh, I'm fine. Come and sit down. You don't know how miserable I've been because of you.
Yes?
Didn't you get my letter?
No.
You didn't? But I wrote you a long letter. Didn't you get my message?
No. But I'm getting it now.
William! Did you shout?
Go round the field once again. You better make that twice round.
I know exactly the wedding dress I'm going to buy. Oh, I've always wanted a white wedding. And Herbert can be best man. You will, won't you, Herbert? When I get back, I'll start searching for a little house. Oh, it's all so dreamy. Bye, darling. Oh, darling, you're not catching cold. Take care of yourself, promise? Oh, Herbert, look after him, won't you? I'll just be counting the strips to the great day. You do love me, don't you?
Well, of course. Bye, Paul.
Bye, darling. I know just the house I want to buy, so leave everything to me. Bye, darling, I love you.
Pilot to base. Pilot to base. Commencing weightlessness test A. 20,000 feet. Pulling into free fall parabola. Now.
Hey! Oh! Hey! Ah! Ah! Let me out of this! Let me out of here!
Get me out of here! William, please keep still. What's the matter with you?
Well, what is the matter with him?
Pilot to base. Pilot to base. Test proceeding normally. Now checking on passenger reaction.
William, what on earth? Ah!
Get that thing out of here! Put it up! Put it down! Keep your finger in it!
Base to P23. Are you receiving me? Over? What the devil's going on? Over?
Take it out!
Keep clear of the instruments.
No! Will you get out from under? Oh, again. I can't. He won't let go.
I can't stand this anymore. I'm getting married. I'm finished with this lark.
Have you found him? No, he's not in his room and his things have gone. He disappeared the moment the plane landed, according to Leo.
But he's going with us to Australia tomorrow. Well, don't just stand there. Get in your car. He can't have gone far. Scour the countryside. Find him.
What the? £100,000. So that's their game.
William, where do you think you're going?
The moon. Come on. Let's go. But, darling, I'll be back in 3 or 4 weeks, and all our financial problems will be solved.
But why can't you tell me where you're going?
Well, it's top secret.
Oh, bother their stupid secrets. You will write to me, darling.
Right? Well, it'll be a bit difficult. What I mean is, well, actually, they won't let me.
If you loved me, you'd find a way.
Well, of course I love you, darling. It's just impossible, that's all.
Well, if you don't want to.
Oh, of course I want to. You know that. Now, listen. Just wish me luck, and I'll be back in a few weeks with all our problems solved. Eh? All right?
Well, take care of yourself. Don't catch cold.
And don't you catch cold standing there with nothing on.
Don't be silly, darling. I'm an Eskimo.
Of course, Mabel here's an old hand at this sort of thing. The last trip went completely to her head. The moment she got back to Earth, she killed her husband.
But otherwise, there were no adverse effects.
No, absolutely normal. Aren't you, Mabel? Understands every word I say. I hope your Pathfinder chap is as well adjusted.
Oh, yes, nothing throws him. What time is it?
0 minus 40.
I think perhaps we ought to take up our positions. Ready, Wilmot?
Yes, ready.
It is now 0 minus 30 minutes. Will all personnel please take up launching positions and report back to control? I repeat, 0 minus 30. All personnel will retire to their launching positions immediately.
Yes, main control here. Right. He's on his way out now.
Half a minute, old lad. This is going to last a long time. I'll be bashing away at the vitamin pills from now on. Stop dithering, Professor. Making me feel nervous.
So sorry.
Right.
Well, William, you know what we all wish you.
Well, I'll do my best.
Minus 20 minutes. Pathfinder is now on his way out to rocket. It is now 0 minus 15 minutes. Pathfinder is ascending to nose capsule now. This is the final warning for all personnel. All personnel will now remain undercover until 0 plus 10. I repeat, all
There it
personnel
is.
will now remain undercover.
Check radio contact.
Control to Rocket. Are you receiving me? Control to Rocket. Are you receiving me? Over.
All present and correct. I'll tell you something, though. I wish I hadn't had that last piece of toast. It's coming back like a song. Over.
Is there anything you want to tell us, William?
Just one thing. Tell them to have that 100,000 smackers ready the moment I get back. They can kiss me later. Over?
Just remember the procedure, and you'll be all right. We shall be with you every inch of the journey.
Wilco, over.
Remember, stick to procedure, and nothing can go wrong.
You hope.
Security,
Steady green, sir.
fuel,
Steady green, sir.
instruments,
Correct all readings.
fire control.
In position, sir.
Right. Final check all readings.
Final check.
There's just one other thing. Nearly forgot. Give my best to Leo and the boys, and tell them I'll be standing by to greet them when they arrive on the moon. Over and out.
It is now 0 - 2 minutes.
Message received, William. Thank you. We'll not be able to talk during the journey. We'll establish contact again once you've landed. Good luck. Out.
27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Perfect. A textbook launching. Stand by.
First stage fuel will be exhausted in 10 seconds from now.
First stage, Jefferson.
Rocket on course, sir.
That's odd, isn't it?
What's that?
Strange trace on the scanner looked almost as if... Oh, no, perhaps I'm wrong.
What? What?
Just now when he jettisoned, there was an irregular pattern.
Well, it's quite steady now. You're not worried, are you?
No, there's a body continuing there, all right. Everything's fine. All we have to do now is wait and pray.
Wait and pray. Wait and pray for 72 hours. This is the longest wait of my life.
It won't be long now. Stand by, everybody. Coming up to 72 hours. Now. Right, establish contact.
Is that it? Is that it?
I think so.
Oh, God. Give me a match.
Now, calm, everybody. Calm. Remember the drill. Note the time. Right. On transmission.
Transmitter on, sir.
Is he alive?
Readings.
Blood pressure? Normal.
Temperature? Normal.
Heartbeat?
Yes.
Heartbeat, normal.
Transmitter ready?
Ready.
May I?
Go ahead.
This is control to rocket. Control to rocket. William, we know you're there and alive. You're there, William. Are you receiving us? Over. Hello, William. This is Control on Earth. You're there, safe and sound. We have checked all instruments, and you are 100% fit. Please talk to us. This is a historic moment. We're all here, waiting for your first words from the moon. Are you receiving us? Over.
Been waiting here for you to make contact. I've been here for ages.
How does it feel to be the first man on the moon? Over.
I'll tell you how it feels. Bloody hot.
Do you feel ready to leave the rocket and venture outside? Take your time.
I'm ready.
Well, over to you. Just remember procedure going through the airlocks. Don't do anything in a hurry. We shall be checking you all the time. But remember, only you can give us your emotions. And that's what we want. Your emotions, William. The emotions of the first man on the moon. Over. Remember, in the moon's gravity, you weigh only 1/6 of what you weigh on Earth. Your weighted boots will help.
I think you may have overdone the weight a bit.
Make a note. Boots overweighted. How's the suit working, William?
It seems just as hot outside as it was in.
Splendid.
The cold must be intense.
The terrain now. What does it look like to you?
Not much, really. Just a lot of very old rocks and sand.
Oh, no. That's the lunar dust.
Your feelings now, William. Take a look round. You're standing in Mare Imbrium. Mare Imbrium. The Sea of Showers.
Look over there towards the lunar Apennines. Men have speculated on their glories since Galileo's day. Just look around you and think that no living being has ever seen what you're seeing now.
Well, I'll go over and investigate. I'll report back later. Over and out.
Well, this is a great triumph, gentlemen. Greater than I'd ever expected. Total success, in fact. Davison, alert the team.
Yes, sir.
I see no reason why the main party shouldn't be launched as soon as possible.
Well, don't you think we ought to wait for William's report?
Oh, what could go wrong now? We must strike quickly and bring off a double triumph. Davison, alert the press. Tell them we shall be making an historic announcement later today. I'll draft out a statement.
I'd give anything to be with William now. I wonder what he's seeing.
me fly. It's a man from the moon.
Hey, mister! Hey! Hey, mister! I've got to get to Woomera! I've got to stop the rocket!
It's about time we heard from William again.
Oh, I'm not worried. I expect he's savoring his moment to the full. He'll have a lot to tell us.
It is now 0 minus 1 minute.
Final check completed, sir.
0 minus 30 seconds. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 22.
What the devil's up? What's wrong? Report to control. Are you hearing me? Report to control. Do you hear?
What's going on? Anything wrong?
Everything's normal here.
Well, you're in charge. Nobody outside this room's got authority to interrupt the countdown. Nobody on earth!
I'm sorry, chaps. It's back to the old drawing board.